Title of the first podcast, season 1, episode 1. Varanax hates Doctor Who.
Hey, I did not say I hated Doctor Who, okay?
That's true. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. Season 1, episode 1. Varanax is wrong about Doctor Who.
It's getting closer. Again, I did see only the first few episodes, so that was kind of my fault, not going ahead and taking recommendations from other people.
Right. It's weird. I feel like I need to look at the camera so that I'm looking straight on, but then I feel like I'm just looking at the camera. So then I look down, but then I look at myself on screen and my eyes are all shifty and I'm like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm. Bit suspicious there. So sus. Is this at Trad Dad? Yes, it is.
Yep, this is Trad Dad. I'm the one on the left, I think. Left on my screen.
Left, right? Yeah, I'm assuming that's going to be...
I'm the one with the hat on. Fighter's one
I'm Barely the Next.
This is
I just posted recently.
Varanax, he's a channel, but Verily the Nax.
I don't think your mic likes you right now.
It keeps
I
twisting.
just hear like all this grinding going on over there.
It's twisting. What is going on over here?
Well, you'll eventually get it.
We're not going to touch it. It's going to sit here. It stopped moving by itself, so we're just going to say. Yeah, Fighter. So me and Varanax here, we're starting our podcast today. So this is, like I said, season 1, episode 1 of the podcast, where it's labeled Varanax is terrible and hates Doctor Who and actually thinks Magic the Gathering is a sin. So let's discuss.
Wow. Wow, it's just like descending into this pit of hate.
He also doesn't
I'm going to end up in.
He also doesn't like video games or puppies.
But yeah, totally not. No, not at all.
As he's wearing his Path of Exile shirt. I do like that we both wore our video game shirts from our generations. Me, the old school Nintendo.
Hey, I mean, I would love to have the old school Nintendo.
Yeah, oh god, it was so much fun.
Shirt, seriously, I loved. You know what? Funny enough, hold on, 1 second.
All right. He left. He just walked away in the middle of a podcast.
Here.
He's back. He's
gonna bring this in.
Oh, nice. Oh, he does have it.
All right. Here we go.
Well, bam. Nice. The old school. Whoa. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
The old school.
I think I even have.
Yeah, what game you got in there? Oh, the Duck Hunt Mario Bros. Oh, so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. All right. We'll back.
I love this.
We'll back off the hates video games aspect.
I mean, considering I have
But he still does kick baby seals and hates puppies.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like that is just that. I can't like this impulse. It's just when I see it, I just I have to just punt it like a football.
Oh man,
it's a pretty good goal though.
These are going to be super great quotes for later on when I need blackmail material.
I mean, I'm saying it on stream, so it's not exactly
This is true. So this is gonna be fun trying to edit all this together. A lot of what we're talking about now, I kind of want in there. So like at the end is when I'm going to wind up recording the beginning and then just slice it and move it. So it's all, speaking of which, I got that,
swear.
I did pay for that video editing program you suggested.
Wondershare. Yeah.
So smooth. It was so smooth.
I really like it.
It was, that Lightworks one that I was using, it just seemed to it bogged down CPO usage so much. It was very heavy. So we switched over to that, and I was able to like normally when I would move a video into the line where I wanted it, it would just be like do, and it would like chunk it into this one. I'd move the whole video in, and it was like a 25-minute long segment of video, so it's like a good amount of data, and it would just be like right in it and go. No issues, no lagging. The sound quality was great, and it was very easy for me to be able to adjust what I needed to. So
yeah, it is a lot different from programs like that. That kind of program, it is based more around After Effects.
Yeah.
Which After Effects is like, I mean, that's what After Effects does
when
you're working with it.
So outside of my normal little titles that I would put above Boss's head so everybody knew where we were or whatever, I put a graphic for the first time in my last video. So my last video was a 1 verse 9 Among Us win as the imposter, so that was pretty cool. I literally didn't.
Hold on, let me fix this.
I literally, when I showed it to my children, they counted how many people I killed, and out of the 9 people that I was facing, I only killed 3. Everybody else died because everybody else thought I was the good guy, which was amazing to me.
Oh my god! Of course, of course.
So I actually put in like on my screen, so like the videos here, like I keep my camera down here, and I put like a little thought bubble above my own head that said 1 verse 9 imposter run ? I thought that's probably the most clever I've ever been on a video, so I was excited for that.
No, that's really cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that too, because it's like, I mean, it really is so much easier to use just the programs that are more dedicated towards the kind of like mid tier when it comes to video editing, because in general, like After Effects and stuff, and especially things based on After Effects as open source and everything, it's rough. Yeah, it is so rough when you like. It's great that it's free, mind you.
Right.
It is absolutely fantastic that it's free for people who can't afford After Effects, but
it was good for me to be able to dip my toe into video editing, so I could kind of see what I needed to know, what I did know, and what I don't think I will ever know. Like, I mean, unless I'm going to sit down and take a class, I don't think I'm ever going to know 100% of video editing stuff, you know, and that's something that I'm okay with, honestly, because I don't, you know, I have a career. I've already got, you know, a half dozen children somewhere around here, including Carl and Joey, you know, of course, but
of course.
Listen, one calls me dad, the other one calls me mom, and they're brothers, so it's very awkward. I don't know how the family wreath works, but
beautiful.
Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of a, you know, it's good to know what I didn't know so that I can learn what I needed to learn so that I can make at least somewhat good quality videos. I also think I found an ending music for my videos that I like. It's a free sourced. I don't know why it's under the rap category, but it is. I'm not necessarily a rap guy, but it's got like it's just like a really good upbeat, like high tempo song that I could put right at the end of it. That's as I'm going out and everything. So,
why don't you play it? Play for the podcast.
All right, play for the podcast.
Yeah, play for the podcast.
All right, all right, hide my thing. Shh, don't pay attention.
I've just got our Google Doc up here. It's still so bright. You can see it moving on my screen too. Look at that. Look at the shadows change.
Oh yeah, you can see it. You can see it. All right, here we go. Can you hear it?
I don't have your stream up because it would cause the.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. I'll hear it later.
Man, it's definitely playing because it's like hitting the high notes on my. Let me turn it down. Actually, it might be a little too loud. So there's a. I think this. Let's see. Where it's just kind of got like a rhythmic beat tune to it, so it's kind of like a little, and then it's like a good, like, you know, just ending and it's 3 minutes long, so I can clip it down to like as long as I need or as short as I need. That way, I
Yeah.
can make sure that I have enough. Like this ending is really short. I didn't say anything at the end of it. I had said everything in the beginning. It was like, do all the like, subscribe, blah 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 blahs.
Yeah.
I smashed that like button, buddy. And
The voice too, though. But I mean, that's like super important.
yeah.
Just get a dark mode extension. I know, right?
So, but yeah, it's it was nice. It's nice to have a good out song. A lot of the videos and stuff I think I'm on YouTube. I don't know. I could probably check. It'll probably tell me exactly to the minute how many times I'm on YouTube a day, which is probably 90% of it a day.
Oh my god, I can't even say how long I'm on YouTube per day.
I just have.
Kind of like it's like so embarrassing too because I'm just like, oh yeah, this video and this video and this video. I'm just gonna go down the rabbit hole and eventually I end up in like conspiracy theories about QAnon or something like that.
It's always. I always. Oh yeah! Don't forget to hit the bell, and please like and subscribe. Hit the bell for them notifications. Catch me at my Patreon, which I don't have. But but I do that. It's not just. It's just not entertainment stuff. It's educational. I watch a ton of cooking shows. I love to cook. That was something that I did with my mom all the time. So, I love to cook. I bake, which is something I picked up in quarantine because apparently everybody had to become a baker. Bakeries are going to go out. Bakeries are going to go out of style because everybody's going to do it from home.
I noticed like there are so many people right now in quarantine. I was actually watching an episode of. It wasn't even an episode. It was just like this streamer talking about how a lot of people are just kind of baking at home, and one of the biggest things was like banana bread. So everyone wanted to make banana bread, and it's such an easy recipe to. So that's the reason why they were making banana bread. It was one of the biggest like Google searches. It just like shot up in popularity.
That and sourdough.
And sourdough, exactly. And it's I don't know. It's just a fun thing to do for a lot of people. I wish I could do it. I will burn something. I will cause something to explode.
I have bananas browning right now for banana bread for this weekend.
Oh my god!
But I went one step further. So when COVID first hit, I wasn't work from home. I was still out in the community, and me and my wife had just had a baby in January. I'm immunocompromised for my Crohn's and medications and stuff like that. So I was very scared of getting sick, bringing it home, getting the baby sick. Obvious things a lot of people are going.
All 9 yards.
I can't hear you anymore. Hold on, that's on me. Nope. I turned my thing down by accident. I wasn't paying attention. I was playing with my little volume control. I'm like do, and I'm like, oh, where'd he go? Oh, duh. So my wife, her sister was already work from home. So her and all four of my kids got into a car, drove to Wisconsin. And I was in Ohio by myself for half of April, all of May, and most of June. So I was here by myself for over 2 months. And
oh wow, okay.
I got a dog. That was like step one. I had a dog before he died. I don't want to talk about him right now. Well, that'll be a future episode. But I had, so I got a dog. We were thinking about getting a dog anyways. I missed having a dog in the house. And she was great. We would go on walks every day. But some of the things I did, I learned how to ferment my own sauerkraut. I learned how to jar vegetables so that they are shelf stable for long periods of time. I learned how to make sourdough bread. I learned how to make white bread. I had so much time on my hands, and I went from a completely chaotic lifestyle of 4 children in the house all the time, working 8 hours a day on top of then coming home and having the kids, and then by 8:30 I'm exhausted, to just being here. I mean, I didn't leave for work. I didn't leave to go to the grocery store. I didn't do anything. I was stocked here. That's what I did for
That is-
2.5 months. So I learned how to do things.
Yeah, I mean that's really really cool though. Like, I mean, obviously, you have to have a companion there in situations where you've just had someone there for so long, it just feels empty
Right.
without something there. And on top of that, the fact that you're able to just improve yourself too in that regard, it's just I can't even I can't even imagine doing something like that myself, because I'm just on the computer all the time, literally. I do kind of improve myself through like 3D modeling and texturing, because that's what I do.
Right.
Yeah, that's just a daily thing. But it's going beyond that to actually do things that's like practical daily life things. I have not had the, I guess, drive to do that, which is what I really need to work on in the future. Just having a drive to, well, essentially do what you did. Just attempting to learn how to make banana bread or something like that, just sourdough, to ferment vegetable. It's just, there's a lot of things I really need to improve on in that area.
It's fun. I had fun with it. It was like every day I'd go check on it to make sure nothing had like bad mold growing on it, and you like poke things, and like my jars had to be burped so they didn't explode. So you walk like boop, 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 like I had a whole entire fermentation station set up. Like I had a whole entire shelf in my house just dedicated to fermentation projects.
That's amazing.
For 6 weeks, I had a friend of mine had given me a dehydrator, and one of the other things I learned, I watch. It used to be. He's still on that show, but I can't think of what the show used to be called. Bon Appetit. Before they had a huge scandal, and almost everybody quit except for this Brad Leone, who I love. I love watching his stuff. He sounds like he'd be so much fun to hang out with. He was do black garlic, and what black garlic is it's garlic, a whole head of garlic wrapped in tin foil, put in a dehydrator at a certain temperature for 6 weeks. And it just goes. And then what it does is it turns it from garlic, which is strong and overpowering and pungent and like a mini rock, so you have to like slice it up and cook it to soften it, to basically you can spread it like butter. It's mellowed. That the taste is mellowed out. It's sweet. But again, it takes a lot of time to do it. Yeah. So for literally 6 weeks, I had a dehydrator going in my kitchen nonstop, 24 hours a day. And,
oh my God.
And my house smelled like garlic.
Oh no.
And then on top of that, I also fermented garlic and ginger. So that made my house smell like garlic. So I think these are projects I would not have done when my wife was home, because the house would have smelled so bad. And then I would talk to my mom. My mom was still around then. I would talk to my mom, and she'd be like, "How are your projects going?" And I said, "I'm pretty sure every vampire in the tri-state area has left, because I'm killing them with the smell of garlic coming from my house right now." She's like, "It's a good thing I can't stop by." I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably a good thing you can't stop by."
Oh my God, I can't even imagine that too, because garlic really hits me. Man, it's just overpowering.
I love it.
Too overpowering. I mean, I do love garlic, but in small quantities. If my entire house smelled like garlic, I'd probably just faint on the spot. Walk into the door and just like you see me fall over, ragdoll.
Right. So my wife's Italian and I'm Sicilian, so my house is usually got some sort of pasta in every week involved with it.
Yep.
So and her dad owns an Italian restaurant / ice cream store, so we always have
wow,
delicious food on hand.
Oh, that sounds amazing too. See, now this is making me hungry too. We have
Mm.
like 3 or 4 hours to go. It's whatever whatever you're comfortable with.
All right. Welcome to Food Talk.
Welcome to Food Talk. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But
By the way, are we gonna drag Box in here? Like, where's Box? Is
Box-
he just like hanging out in the whole?
Box, you coming to tell Verinex why he's wrong?
I have to hear this too because I really want to know more about Doctor Who,
I
and this is
love
the best
Doctor
way.
Who.
Just berate me about it.
I love Doctor Who. I'm not so caught up on the latest seasons, and it's not because a lot of people have problems with the fact that the Doctor's now a woman, and that doesn't bother me so much. It was kind of chunky, like it came out in like little bits and pieces, and I wasn't able to keep up with it. But it came out. It was like not a traditional season start, so it like wasn't like when all the seasons like fall time or whatever. It came out like winter. They had like an episode or two, and then they had their Christmas episode, and then it was like on a hiatus for 6 weeks. It was really kind of a blocky situation to try to get it all out at times, but I enjoyed it. So I think it's
really
interesting.
Yeah, I really do need to start it at. I mean, I'll probably ask you like which point I should start it at or something like that because, again, it is something that I've been meaning to just really kind of get into. There's a lot of shows that I've been meaning to really just sit down and watch because, I mean, recently, funny enough, of all things that I decided to get back into watching was Zorro. You remember the classic Zorro?
Yeah.
I found just this YouTube channel where they uploaded like almost every episode. I'm like, oh my god, yes! Because as a kid, I would watch that on late night Disney.
Okay.
They would have like the Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, yeah.
They would have Betty Boop and all that. And Zorro was my favorite show. And my parents would be so upset because I would stay up late just watching Zorro at night, and they're like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "I'm watching Zorro."
I'm watching
It's like,
Zorro.
"Wait, you're talking about the show we're thinking of?" And I'm like, "The black and white show, yeah, the one with the swordsman that's all gallivanting around." I wouldn't say gallivanting; I was too stupid for that. But, but yeah, no, it was really cool back then. It's still, honestly, I started watching it again. It's still cool today. It's still good.
Right. I'm trying to think of what shows my kids. So they started watching Fuller House, which is the new Full House stuff, and they could watch that on repeat. I wish I could find the old Full House because I think they would enjoy that too.
I could probably find it for you.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure we could. I'd have to. That's the thing. I have like all the streaming services and still can't find half of what I want to watch. So,
hey, just let me know. I'll help you out.
And then I'm trying to think of what another old show they watched. Oh, the Goosebump TV show.
Oh my god, that one! I have not spent the time to watch like all of it, but I remember so much of it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It is so good.
I don't even know why. Like especially the Halloween one where she puts on the mat. Yeah, exactly.
There's there's multiple of it. So like I grew up to a certain point watching that, but I never realized that there was multiple like. There's like part one, and then there's a part two where it's the same people doing it a different way. Yeah, no idea.
That is so cool.
Yeah, no idea.
I still remember the old Goosebumps books too.
I used to read them when I was sick. That was my go-to. That was my go-to book when I was sick. And then I would get so scared that I would not want to continue reading.
Honestly, I think that was one thing that really influenced my whole. I guess when it comes to games and books, that was one thing that really influenced my love for a certain series of games. One of the series, let's see, it was Goosebumps that really inspired me to look up horror games that involve psychological horror. Because it's a slow build-up. It just builds up and up and up, and then you get the payoff that's so powerful.
Right.
And one of the games that I really enjoyed was Silent Hill.
Okay.
because it does not throw jump scares at you. It throws story. It throws story and disturbing elements that eventually, lead up to a very satisfying climax, which is what I really enjoy in that kind of style of game. And yeah, Goosebumps, honestly, that was one of my that honestly influenced a lot of stuff. Phasmophobia. I wouldn't enjoy Phasmophobia without like Goosebumps.
Right.
We've been playing a lot of that.
And I got scared of Goosebumps, and I got scared in Phasmophobia, and I'm not a big jump scare person. Excuse me.
You have to admit, Phasmophobia is pretty
good. It's good. I enjoy it. I really do. Actually, so my fear of jump scares came from the movie It.
Oh my God, that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
The original, children, not this new one where it's more entertaining and enjoyable. I'm talking about the original where they used to kill small children. And like,
I love the original.
And like, scared the bejesus out of you. And and my stepdad was kind of a tool, for a nicer way to put it. And he would walk around, and when I wasn't paying attention, he'd be like, beep, beep, Richie, and like stand behind doors and jump out and scare me. So the first time I watched that movie, I was 9 years old. And I was sitting in front of my mom, who had obviously seen the movie a couple dozen times at that point, because my mom was a scary movie buff. And I was sitting in front of her, she's sitting on the couch, I'm sitting by her legs, and she knew a scary part was coming up, and she grabs me just as the scary thing happens, and I was terrified. And yeah, so that was fun. Needless to say, I hate clowns and everything to do with clowns.
Honestly, I think a lot of the terror when it comes to clowns from our generation really was because of it.
Yeah.
It was the old one.
Yep.
It was the old one, and it was the most terrifying thing for children to watch, but everyone was watching.
Everybody watched it.
Challenge.
It was PTSD inducing terror, and yet you still sat through it, because if you didn't, your friends made fun of you the next day. I remember it used to be on cable, so it was like on maybe TBS or TNT, something like that back in the. Oh, it wasn't on cable because I didn't have cable growing up, so it must have been on network TV, and they broke They broke it down into multiple days. So it's like you didn't watch the whole movie at one time, because they knew it was so popular. They would jam as many commercials as they could. So it would be the first hour would take 2. Box is saying that Alien is what scared him.
I was just looking at that too.
But yeah, we had it would be, so like part 1, you would watch part 1, and like then you would go to bed and you're like terrified. And then I remember I very few childhood memories, but I remember this very clearly. We were at Pizza Hut back when you could sit in restaurants, not because of the pandemic, but like you could just sit in a Pizza Hut. And they had because they had the buffet, and you used to get the salad bar. And the salad bar had pizza on the salad bar, because that's clearly a vegetable. They wonder why we're fat. So we were in Pizza Hut, and I remember we were eating dinner, and it was just me, my mom, and Jim, and there was like maybe a birthday party or maybe a baseball league or something, and it just finished. So they were there too. And I'm talking about how, we're going to watch It tonight. I'm super excited. And then I said I think I've watched in the previews that this person gets murdered or something like that. And my mom's like, shh, you can't talk about that in a restaurant.
Oh my God.
I'm nowadays, you could just say whatever the hell you want. And people are like, all right, well, it's fine. I mean, he has a right to say that if he really wants to. So
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. I do remember that, because I think I used to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, every single one of them. I watched all of the old ones.
Yeah, that's not me. That wasn't my cup of tea.
Oh man, I would just talk about it. And there was a point where I started talking about it with I think my grandmother. My grandmother was just open to everything. Or no, was it my grandfather? I forgot exactly which. But this essentially we started talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. I was like 6 years old. And I loved it. I loved it so much. I started talking about a scene, and then one of them was like, "No, no, 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 no." Like, what? We watched on TV last night, and I was like, "No, no." They were like, "No, no, 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 no."
Yeah. Like one of our chat guys was saying, a box was saying that I didn't watch Alien until I was older, but I told you my mom was kind of a horror buff.
Yeah.
I was born to The Exorcist.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she was in labor in the hospital, and the doctor tried to shut off the TV, and she goes, "No, you can leave The Exorcist on." And he looks at me, he's like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yep, just leave it on." So I'm pretty sure my head was checked pretty regularly for 666 on the back just to make sure, I wasn't Damien in disguise. But
along with like doing 360s and all that.
Yeah. So much fun. But yeah, that was how I came into the world. No.
Oh, I wish I could have some sort of interesting explanation for mine. It's like I could just make up a story. It's like aliens abducted me or something like that.
My mom was watching one of the most.
Said, by the way, I literally glance over. It's like aliens abducted me. I'm just gonna run with that train of thought.
Right. It literally explains a whole lot. Yeah. And for the time it was, that was probably one of the most horror films that were out on the world at that time, and my mom's sitting there watching it while she's in labor with me. So she loved to tell that story all the time. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, Steve was born while I was watching The Exorcist." Oh, cool. Thanks, Mom.
Oh my god.
Thanks. People don't think I'm crazy enough. So, but. All right, so I think we got a lot of stuff out there, but I still don't think we've introduced ourselves.
I'm gonna attempt to get Box in here because apparently the link didn't work.
No.
We'll have to fix that later.
Yeah. Aw, that's sad.
Let me go ahead and just make another link for now.
Okay. Yeah, we'll bring
invite link expires after never.
I thought that's what we did. I guess where we put.
I thought so too. Yeah, it's so weird.
That's all right. It's just Box. We don't need Box anyways. He's terrible.
Oh yeah, totally. 100%. Occasionally my voice cracks as well in the middle of that.
If my voice didn't crack, then it's not a good day. I'm just gonna be like, and
it's like Sims talk, but cracking voices in the middle of it. We have good conversations here. Totally intelligent conversations.
Right, they have no idea what we're doing right now. I can't wait for this to be on Spotify so they can really not know what we're talking about while we're sitting here reading other people's chats.
Yeah, we just we completely
veered
off topic too. We didn't even do introductions,
nope.
What we hope to accomplish. It's just we went off the rails.
Yep.
We had some good topics though. We had some good stuff.
To be fair, we got a name down. That was a major goal for tonight. Congratulations to us. It was the name that we were considering anyways. Kind of.
Kind of.
People keep trying to tell us to put nerd in the name. To be fair, nerd's overplayed. We're geeks now. So.
Okay, yeah.
Take that.
All right, geeks. Yeah, there you go. So, considering I literally just brought a NES on screen and just showed it.
I'm down.
I have to say.
Yeah. So, but what was I saying? I was gonna say something. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was introductions that you were talking about initially, but we wanted to get Box in here.
Right. Yeah, introductions.
Hey, there he is. Drag him in here.
Oh. I don't see you.
Oh my god, he joined Discord and then he didn't join voice. Come on, Box. Come on.
Here,
Join
Box.
voice. Here, boy.
Here, Boxy, Boxy, Boxy. Oh, it is a locked channel. Oh, it's a hidden channel. He probably doesn't even see we're here. I'll just unhide the channel.
He can just join like lobby and you can just drag him. Drag him in. Like, if I put this up on Spotify, they're gonna be like, wait, what the fuck?
What is this? Why are they just sitting there chit chat with him? I unprivated the channel so he can see it now. It's unlocked.
Hey.
Oh, Box! I love your character. Box doesn't do video, so. Oh my god, Box! Do you have video?
Well, if we could actually hear him, I'm not sure if he's actually talking or anything. Here.
Pause my download of Phasmophobia.
Oh, hey, it's Box!
How's it going?
What's up?
Hey.
This is a big day
Hey,
for me.
great to have you.
This is a big day for me. I get to see Veronex's face. I get to see Box's face. Box, who's sitting in the dark, apparently.
Like
And-
super dark over there.
With a Hawaiian shirt on, which is pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie.
I love Hawaiian shirts,
just-
man.
Dude, that,
Swear to
like,
God, like the Hawaiian shirt. I got my Path of Exile shirt. He got his NES shirt.
I got my
your
Nintendo
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirt. I mean,
This is
it's
all I wear every day.
dude, I am
I'm not even
straight up jealous of your Hawaiian shirts. I have a question. Has Carl
My
ever
entire closet is filled
has
with
Carl ever
all
seen
that.
your beautiful face?
Is he?
Has Carl ever seen your beautiful face?
He has, yeah.
Oh, boo. That's no fun then. I was gonna
Boo.
taunt him.
wow.
12:45 at night or 11:45 at night, taunt him because I get to see your beautiful face and he doesn't. He'd be kicking my ass because he'd be sleeping. He'd be like, "Oh, what the hell is it? Something must be going on." Steve's texting me in the middle of the night, and he'll just be like,
I'll let you check chemistry, by the way, really fast. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
"All right." So we need to figure out how we're exactly going to berate Veronex for not being a Doctor Who fan.
Oh, yeah.
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 So you said very specifically that David Tennant's your favorite, and I don't care what you say, chat. It's you're wrong if you don't say that. David Tennant is by far the best.
He is the best. Yes.
Matt Smith is great. I love Matt Smith to death, but David Tennant literally made me sobbing and crying during his transformation to Matt Smith. There was no other way to put it. I was completely heartbroken.
He doesn't want to go. Oh, man.
He says goodbye. He's the only one that got to say goodbye, and it killed me. It was terrible. It was awful, and I hated every second of it. But at the same time, I loved it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually like watched Doctor Who, so like I need to go on a binge of it again.
You have to finish
I
Matt.
might do it with
You have to
Lauren.
finish Matt Smith. Matt Smith was like the young, like overly top, super friendly, amazing, fun time. And then, who was it after him?
Because I think I went.
All right.
We're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out who's
Amy
after.
Pond, right?
Yes. Oh, loved Amy Pond. First off,
I do. She is one of my favorite.
Amy
like,
Pond was
companions.
super hot. I'm gonna throw it out there. She's a redhead, so hot by nature, like by default. Like that's just how that works.
I mean, you're talking to the gay guy. I can't really comment on that.
Yeah. So, anyways, so imagine a redheaded guy. Does that work?
I don't know if it works.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm not going to say anything mean, but I don't think that's the same default thinking.
I kind of was trying to think about that. I'm like,
What is the equivalent to like that, like no matter what, like that's like they could have this one feature and you're automatically like they're hot.
That's a good question. Like, I really don't seem to go off of physical features, but when it comes to
Yeah, I know your boyfriend, so that's clear.
Cal City has instantly.
And now Vernex's internet just got cut, and we're not allowed to be friends anymore. Okay, cool.
Oh God, no. I even say it sometimes myself. I'm like, well, you know, I'm Nick Calliston over here, and it's like, well, you see. Oh God. Well, you know, it's really about personality overall, just like how someone is.
Right.
It's like how they portray themselves, how they interact with other people, if they're kind or not, if they really are considerate, and it ends up in a situation where, you know, I'm attracted to them and am interested. And that's really kind of where it goes. It's like not even physical features that really you know, determine. And, you know, not to say that's like a shallow thing to go off of, by the way. It's like completely, it's just a specific preference.
Right.
That's
so you know, for most straight guys, it's redheads. I'm just saying, like, if there was ever a shallower comment that's ever been said, I don't know it, but yeah. So for most straight guys, it's redheads.
I need to turn box up here.
Not all of them.
There you go.
Anyway,
Okay.
So Box, like I was saying, you have to finish Matt Smith. Did you find out who's the doctor after Matt Smith?
It's Peter. Right?
Oh yeah,
Peter.
It starts with the C.
What's his?
Peter. Oh, he's so funny.
Oh, Capaldi.
Yes, and it was a big scandal in the UK because he's the first non-British doctor. He's
Really? They had a
he's I think he's Scottish.
little scandal with that?
I think maybe he's Welsh. He might be Welsh.
Well, I mean, there's also the scandal with the woman doctor.
Well, yeah.
'Cause-
Right. They had the whole mess.
Yeah. No, that's not.
Yeah.
What was it?
not even,
Peter what?
Peter Capaldi.
Capaldi.
He is a Scottish actor.
Yeah, Scottish. That's what it was. Yeah. So he's like legitimately. So he's like, you have David Tennant, who was like this upbeat, like deep-souled, hearted person, doctor, like felt everything. And then after that, everything that went so wrong with David Tennant's character, then you had Matt Smith take over, who literally he just wanted to be over the top, and he just wanted to be over the top and like lighthearted, and like their adventures were completely different. They weren't as serious. And then towards the end of that, all went bad. Like it literally, like he lived and lived and lived and lived, but he like secluded himself and everything. And eventually he had no choice but to take on another regeneration. And then you had Peter Capaldi, who's like the old grumpy, I don't care, get off my lawn, how dare you do these things in my name, I'm going to take down the whole entire everything. So like you just see like you could see his life, the doctor's life, through the regenerations, because like here's like good times, here's good times that lead to very bad times, because like it's the end of the universe type stuff. And then that's when Capaldi comes in, and he's literally like this super big grumpy a-hole, if for better lack, like he doesn't keep companions long, and the ones he do keep like literally probably despise him, and it's hilarious. And he's great. I love the actor. Peter Capaldi is amazing. He does a great job. And then on top of that, then you have the transition into the first female doctor, which was, like Box said, was a little scandalous. People were like, "Ooh, a female," and unfortunately for her, her season got split into 2 seasons, and then we got COVID. So there hasn't been a lot of. I don't think there's been a lot of episodes with her, like maybe 10 at the most. So that was, and I feel like that's like once he regened as a female, I actually pre-bought that season. I've never pre-bought a season of Doctor Who ever, but I pre-bought that
Right.
season so that when it came out, and then it's been such a slow trickle that I really feel like I didn't get my money's worth. But yeah.
Yeah.
Where can you watch Doctor Who?
It was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah, I think they took it off though.
Yeah, I don't know if you can watch
Because
it.
they had the whole BBC thing a few years. Oh, HBO Max, you can watch it on.
So if you want
Did you
to,
watch it on Hulu or is it only HBO Max right now?
I know
Hulu has a lot of BBC stuff.
I knew I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, I did too.
I think Hulu. I think
I
Hulu
guess
might.
you could get it on Hulu.
I think I was gonna say
Yeah,
Hulu.
does have HBO.
I was gonna say Hulu might have it, because that's where I watched the Great British Bake Off. So, because
How much? I
Because
think.
they have HBO Max and entwined with Hulu.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, I definitely do need to try and at least give it another shot because, I've heard some great things about it, and that is one of the biggest things is that when I hear so many great things about a show and I try and watch it, and then it's just like such a slog through a certain portion, I'm like, okay, I need to push myself to get through it, and then I never
Right.
do. So I need to reach out more, I guess, and kind of get feedback on what I should watch, and that I think maybe with your guys' help, I could actually really get into the show, and we'll have actual discussions on the podcast.
Let's do watch parties of Doctor Who. I would do. Dude, I'm down. What? All right, so podcast is over. This is now the Doctor Who watch party show. Congratulations to everybody who's transitioned with us. We're super excited to have you here. But no, sorry, my phone was vibrating. So that's I really enjoy Doctor Who. But like I said, so the old Doctor Who, like back in the 60s, used to be an educational show, like with sci-fi split or like mixed in with it. So like if you're watching it like in black and white, you're watching the wrong one.
Well, it wasn't like black and white. I think it was like I tried to move past that, and I don't think it was 2016 like you were telling me to watch. It was
Like Eccleston.
pre-2016. I don't really remember.
That's right. I'll send you a link to who or to the
When-
red or to the list of ones to where to start because so did you know, Box, this question for you, a little pop quiz. You're in college, so this works. Did you know that Eccleston was the only reason he did it was because he wanted Doctor Who to come back, and he was so popular at the time that he agreed to do it, but he only agreed to do it for one season because he wanted Doctor Who to come back. He always wanted to play Doctor Who, but he only wanted to play it for one season because he didn't want that to become his, because he knew if he did more than one season, he was going to stay forever. And that's actually why David Tennant got done that season too, was David Tennant had been on there for a few seasons and he said that if he was him and his wife or significant other at the time sat down and they talked about it. And he said that if I did another season, he's like, there's no way that I would have been able to pass up doing it anymore because he's like, I loved the role. I did so much with it.
Yeah. Well, David Tennant, his whole dream was to be the Doctor.
Yeah. I honestly don't think there's any of these guys that have played the role of the Doctor that didn't dream about being the Doctor as a kid. Like it's such an iconic role. It's like being James Bond, like it's so popular. It would like, I listened to a podcast at the time, and it was so popular that like if you made a phone call to somebody else during the original running of Doctor Who, I'm talking landline, ring, ring, ring your phone, you have to walk out of the room. People would get angry. Like they would like answer the phone and be like, Doctor Who's on, and then like slam the phone down. Like that would be it. Like they wouldn't, like they would just be like, that's all they like. No, I'm not Doctor Who's on, and that would be that. So, but yeah, I think it's such a good show. I would put it on. I think it has very good rewatchability. I haven't watched it in maybe 5 years, so I could easily start it over. And every episode is connected, but not. So there's like that underlying constant thing going through, but every episode is original in its own way. So I could rewatch Doctor Who. I would love to rewatch Doctor Who.
I'd be up for it. Like, totally. Like, if I'm able to, like, if I'm watching it with someone else, I think that's what really would get me hooked.
Yeah.
More so than anything else, because it's like when you're watching it alone, you have, you know, your own preconceptions about it, and when you're watching it with other people and you're able to discuss it afterwards,
right.
It's like there's so much more enjoyment of it just from that alone. Just having those conversations, hearing other people's opinions, it's like, oh yeah, this part was the greatest, and this part was so interesting, and stuff like that. That is a huge thing for me with shows. It's just being able to do that.
Right. That's like Monty Python for me. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The first time I sat down and watched that movie by myself, I was like, this is the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. Why is this fucking funny? I don't understand any of this. What am I watching?
God.
And then I sat down with a couple friends of mine, and I think them enjoying it made me enjoy it. And now I could sit down and watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail 10 times in a row and will laugh my ass off the whole entire time.
Yep.
I legitimately think that some things you need to watch with people.
You really do.
I feel like The Office is the same way. Like,
oh no, I could sit down. I literally would have The Office streaming nonstop if it was still on Netflix.
Because like that first season is always rough. But like,
the first season is terrible.
Yeah,
Michael with his hair slicked back, and what did they do? Did they yank hair out and he let it grow back? Did they put plugs in? Like, I need to know how he got his hair back. Him and LeBron James, how did they get their hair back? LeBron James's part was back here, and then all of a sudden it's boom right here. How? Money, folks. That's how.
Oh my god.
Money.
No, Bosley. That's what it is.
But yeah, Michael Scott he was so, like, to use a term for nowadays, cringe. He was so cringe.
Oh yeah.
It was so bad. But then season 2, and you're like,
season 2 is
it's so good. It's so good. And then
I think I did skip season 1. From what I remember, I skipped season 1 because I couldn't handle it.
You have to watch season 1 because it causes you that pain in the heart, so that you can appreciate season 2 better, and then all the way up until season
with other people though,
and then all the way up until season 9, and then season 9 you could pretty much just cut off the end of the series outside the wedding. The wedding is one of my favorites. The wedding's a really good one. Always brings a tear in my eye. Michael, you came. That's what she said.
Think about all of this. I'm like watching movies or shows together. And then I come to the topic of, oh god, there's this series of movies by this guy called, oh dang it. He has Breen in the name. It's B movie. It's just a bunch of B movies.
Like the B movie?
Oh man.
Like jazz movies? What?
No, nothing like. Here, let me see if I could find it. Well, I'll let you two go back and forth in the meantime. I'll see if I can find this shit. It's hilarious.
All right, Boxy said we have to go back and forth. You ready?
I know of the Bean movie. Have you ever heard of the Bean movie?
This is great for the Spotify.
Did I disconnect?
No, you're there.
Okay, there we go.
No, we're going back and forth.
Oh my god.
Spotify listeners, that was us literally moving back and forth for 30 seconds while being completely silent. just to mess with Verinax. So
Get some pressure on me while I'm like thinking.
So Box, the funny thing is that like we had this we had a setup on like how we were going to do things. We were going to do introductions, explain who we were, and we haven't done any of that yet. So we're excited to do that at the end, so then we can cut it and put it at the beginning.
Put it at the beginning.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
So we'll cut this part out.
right? So Box is going to
God.
be in the end of the video, and then all of a sudden he's going to be at the beginning of the video, gone for a while, and then back at the end of the video. the whole
Just crunch it all together. It'll be fun.
the whole hour long in the middle. There's no Box. It's just nothing in there. So
I'll just
Oh my
talk-
God.
I put the alien comment.
yeah, right. We did. We
Yeah.
have referenced the chat a couple times, so hopefully people understand that we are streaming this live. So we are getting live comments from our stream.
Speaking of which,
So basically it's just Box.
Alien. I'm actually really curious about that because you didn't really, you weren't able to elaborate much on that.
So I watched it. We were on vacation down in like Florida or whatever, and we watched it when I was like 9, and I was just watching it with my dad. We watched like the Alien and Aliens, and like I was fine for like that day, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty interesting thing. But like the jump scares like got in my psyche.
I can't do them.
And like now I'm not as bad with jump scares, but like for a little bit. And like I used to be deathly afraid of aliens, and like not like the green guys
You're
you think of.
so what you're saying is you're afraid of Mexicans?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No.
Not
like-
not immigrants.
No, not immigrant
Oh, okay. My apologies.
no.
So I just got confused for a second there.
Extraterrestrial
Oh,
aliens.
so you didn't like ET either, dude? ET was so cute. ET phone home.
So
You just see me on the side, like,
I'm gonna get us banned from everything before we even start up.
oh god.
here, I've got something for you to kind of derail.
Oh, great.
It's Neil Breen. I'll go ahead and play this too.
Do you hear anything? Box, do you hear
Good
something?
question.
No, I do not.
I don't hear anything. He's like, well, great.
You may have to like unmute it on Discord.
Oh, it's on Discord. Okay.
Perfect. This is silence.
We're both sitting there like, did he forget to hit the play button, anybody? Does anybody hear it? Nobody hear it? No?
My name is Cade.
It's just so
I have an
bad.
identical twin brother, Kale. Then one day it all changed. There was a bright light in the sky, and time stood still. We were both selected. The pure majesty.
This is like one of your favorite things to watch, isn't it? Oh my god, those graphics are amazing.
Programmable virtual reality. The corrupt version.
Programmable virtual reality, the corrupt version.
A limitless digital universe, connecting all shared virtual reality.
Wait, what is that movie?
Digital tribes. I miss what I never knew.
Oh, it just gets so much worse.
Oh my god.
Let's have a drink. Let's have a drink.
Leave me alone.
Let's have
I
a
have
drink.
a wife.
I'll meet
Get
you
out
back.
of my
Let's
here at
have a
8 o'clock.
drink.
I miss my brother.
What the
I'm with you.
the acting reminds me of The Room.
Programmable man.
It's like
Yes.
Who's his biological
just as bad as the. I mean, I'm not even sure if you could say it's just as quote unquote bad as The Room. It's just.
He's like, I miss my brother, and it's him with like fake pubes stick to his face. And he's clearly not there because he like goes to tap him on the shoulder, it like goes through his shoulder a little bit.
Oh, it just gets so much worse.
Oh my god. That is so crazy.
The ending.
Oh, I didn't get that far. I had to stop for a second. I couldn't breathe.
You have to
All right, so
continue.
got another minute and a half to go. Let's
Warfare
finish something.
plans must be stopped. Who am I? What am
Oh
I?
my god.
It's a killer with unidentifiable DNA?
Oh my god, they're flying with fake gunshots. Hold on, time out. He's got all the chefs chained up. They're in these blood-soaked jackets, and he pulls out a gun and he shoots nowhere near him, and the guy goes, "Ugh." If anything, he would have shot him in his foot, and he died and went, "Oh," like an indie game, like death scene. Oh, I killed.
Really.
There's more realistic deaths in Among Us than there was in that moment.
It's just.
Jesus,
How?
the fake flying is just killing me. Oh my god!
In AI,
He takes himself as a serious filmmaker, by the way.
things can become real in your mind.
He does. This isn't something he's trying to parody or
And you believe
otherwise.
things
He
wouldn't
thinks that he's a serious filmmaker.
And then somehow he gets the girl because he's the main character, so of course he does.
And
Oh,
every
jeez.
single film he makes is like this. Every single one.
Okay. Hold on. Again, time out. Tea time. The explosions are literally the same graphic over and over and over again.
Yep.
And oh my god, I have no words. I mean, I have words. None of them are nice words. Oh my god, Killer Bean forever.
So speaking of watch party.
No, this is a full movie. I'm not.
God.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, don't click it now, but it is a.
Oh no, Nightbot! Why?
Nightbot spam.
He's being a jerk again.
It's because you didn't put in the clips and highlights section box.
Oh my God,
No, that's
Nightbot!
gross.
Why?
All right, I got 1 more minute of this other video.
Yeah, don't watch this now, but we'll talk about it next.
This is
Jesus.
where we bring you all to rot and die.
God. Here. I'll just I'll post this here.
Kate, I will love you for all eternity.
So for this is for later. That's another serious quote unquote movie.
Oh
That,
my god.
By the way, he likes destroying laptops. He
Does he?
really likes breaking every laptop that he is near.
That's amazing.
I mean, the first scene is just there are like 4 laptops in the scene, and he breaks nearly every single one of them.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. That is so fun. That is. I just.
See,
I don't
that's
even
the
have.
thing, yeah.
I didn't even have. I don't even have words for what that was. It was amazing, is what that was. I loved
So
every
this
second about
is why we need to just like sit down together, all of us, just watch these movies and give commentary in the middle of it.
It's just like, all right, we need to pause. Steve, we're 14 seconds in. Can you please stop pausing the movie? Listen, okay, I have more comments. What's your comment this time? Did you see how he fake jumped, flew over to that thing? Yes. Okay, I just wanted to make sure everybody saw that. Okay, can we play the movie now? Yes, we'll play the movie.
Yeah.
10 seconds later. Okay, hold on. Stop. I got another comment.
If we do have like a watch party, I petition Killer Bean Forever to be the first movie we watch.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
Is it something that we could stream and it would not be like completely the most
That is
offensive thing
something
ever?
I don't know.
How?
Oh, it's not offensive.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I don't think, but
From what I know, it's just bad, but in like a way that's good.
Oh, terrible movies are my favorite. If it's a terrible movie, I watch terrible movies all the time.
Okay, here's a little rundown. It's an action movie, like a stereotypical action movie about beans, just coffee beans.
So,
Oh my god.
so Rhett from Good Mythical Morning would be a huge fan because he's a big bean fan. So,
Perfect.
what was I gonna say? I love terrible movies. I'm like one of the only people that love the Transformers movies. They're awful.
I mean, I love terrible movies in general. Like, seriously, terrible movies, B movies are some of my favorite content, just ever.
Well, I even like movies that were like did really well in the box office, but everybody hated. So I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. I will not ever say that I enjoyed 1, 2, or 3, but the second the end of the series, 7, 8, 9. I was a fan of. I enjoyed them. They were popcorn movies. Movies you sat down, ate popcorn, watched your dreams of the future happening. I went with a friend of mine, and he literally was angry once the movie was over. And I'm like, I can't go to the end of the movie with you. He did the same thing. Was it Endgame? Or I don't think it was Endgame. It was one right before Avengers.
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Infinity Wars.
He did the same thing there. He's like, that was so. He's like, oh, God. I'm like, I can't, man. I can't.
Is he like a really?
He is.
You guys have to win kind of thing.
No, it wasn't necessarily that. It was, it wasn't like he reads comic books. It wasn't exactly to the comic book.
Oh,
Which
like
in my
source
mind,
material.
it's if you wanted the comic like. It's not this like it doesn't have to be the same. It shouldn't be the same. Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. I swear to God, if George R.R. Martin makes the end of Game of Thrones like he did the show, I'm going to punch George R.R. Martin in the face.
Awful.
Because I have not slogged through 6 or 5 of the fattest books I've ever read in my life up to this point just to have the same BS happen. I will punch him in the face. And I'm just as angry at the producers who were given the opportunity to make 3 more seasons if they needed it, and instead decided to condense 4 seasons worth of stuff into 3 episodes. And I wanted to punch them in the face for that too.
Because they wanted to move on to create a Star Wars series, and then Disney canceled it because of how bad it was. How bad that was.
Right.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now if we're
How
going to
can you fuck it up so bad?
Right.
How can you do that?
Now if we're talking Star Wars series, The Mandalorian, yay or nay?
Love it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I love it, and I need to continue watching it. I've been distracted.
I'm like 3 episodes left in season 2 right now, and
boys, I need you to finish that because we got lots to talk about the Mandalorian. We can fill
I'm
it.
watching WandaVision.
Dude,
That's what I've been
I am
watching.
caught up on WandaVision too.
I need to watch that.
I very much.
Oh my
WandaVision
God,
is very
it's so
good.
So good. It
so-
really feels like old sitcoms and stuff
Yeah.
initially, and then it just becomes more and more serious.
Oh yeah. Once
over time.
once episode 4 hits and you're like, oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And one of my
You're
favorite
gonna love it, Box.
and one of my favorite actresses is in it. I'm not gonna remember
You'll
her
get it one of these days.
name. I'm terrible with names. I'm really good with faces, terrible with names. I think she's
What's the character?
the new female in the last episode. She's the
Oh, the one that's
I just
she
googled her
played
name.
in the original Thor movie, right?
What? You broke up a little. What'd you say?
She played in the original Thor movie, right?
Yes.
Is that Kat Denning?
Let's see.
I told you I'm terrible with
Here.
names, Box. Can you not?
Did she do like Thor, 2 Broke Girls?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's her.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she's amazing. She's very, very good. She's freaking hilarious in WandaVision.
Oh, she's great.
She's
absolutely fantastic.
she's literally still waiting for a cup of coffee
She's
right
like
now.
blind myself.
She's still waiting for a cup of coffee right now. So we're
Oh, that's gonna progress into something. We already know that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
gonna be something.
But oh man, God. All right, what have we all finished so we could talk something? Because at this point,
Oh my God, yeah.
we've taken The Office off the table, which is depressing to me. We've taken Doctor Who off the table, which is depressing to me. WandaVision, Mandalorian. What do we got, guys?
Well, I don't
So,
know.
how about that football sports?
Oh God, I have nothing on that one.
All right, so Veranex is out on the football sports.
Dude, basketball, man.
Yeah, I don't do basketball. I did
Hey,
basketball.
Phasmophobia, go.
Still haven't downloaded. Still like 1 gigabyte away from completing the download.
So yeah, there's a little bit with that. So it'll get there.
Yeah.
But let me tell you. So first time I played it, I'm in the farmhouse, and I knew I was fucked. And I died, and I cannot believe that my stream had lagged the way it did, because I'm sitting there like this, not wanting to see it happen. I'm like, no. And then it happened, and I was like, okay, that wasn't too bad, honestly. But then I'm like, oh my God, that is gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna clip that. That is gonna be so funny. I'm gonna throw it up everywhere. And then my stream had lagged, and it was literally still you stacking the paint cans. Like it was just a solid picture of that I had all the sound and everything, but the only picture on it was you stacking the paint cans. And so in the little bit of corner, you could have seen me like freaking out. So
I play in V, by the way, so that's the reason why he's talking about the paint cans, because I was stacking paint cans on top of each other in the lobby.
no, it's so
But
funny.
if you died in the game, that means that was like 30 minutes ahead.
Oh yeah,
I was just frozen on that.
yeah.
Like
It was
for 30 minutes or something like that.
It scared after I got done, I was like, I'm sweating like through my shirt at this point. So here we go. So we're talking jump scares, and it reminded me of a story, but then we looped away. So now that we're back onto it, I remember why so it was one of the big ones, but Chucky was the other one. So I had My Buddy doll when I was growing up. No. Yes, I did. and then the Chucky movie came out. Child's Play, if you don't know what the Chucky movie is. And I was terrified. I was just seriously, absolutely terrified this thing was going to come to life and kill me. And that I had for a long time. And I actually just maybe last year had this same nightmare from when I was a kid. I had these nightmares that my younger brother, who is 3.5 years younger than me. So like by time I had this nightmare last year, my brother's a grown ass man with, kids and a longtime girlfriend and a house, all this stuff. And I legitimately used to have this nightmare where my brother had gone missing and we couldn't find him. And somebody had thought to look underneath the kitchen sink, and he had like a chemical bottle in his mouth. And you remember the part of the movie where she holds him underneath the stitching for the hair? Like that's how she tries to kill him, is get the stitching in the hair when he's at the factory. So my brother had let me see if I can. I'll see if I can find at least a picture of it. Anyway, so it was like that old school, like there was like this much room in between each hair stitch, so it looked nothing like real hair. But that's what, like, my baby brother had that hair stitching, had a chemical bottle, and like I had that nightmare. I had that nightmare for years and years and years, and things are in the wrong picture. All right.
I was trying to bring up the stream page and it started playing. I was like, oh god.
So yeah, I used to have that nightmare for years, and so that was the other one. That's the other reason why I don't do jump scares. Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, you did pretty well. I mean, by comparison to Kafka screamed.
I just don't think you guys could hear me. I died too quickly.
Screamed.
I think I died too quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even imagine Kafka screaming, right? He's just like, he's so calm and mellow.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, he legitimately screamed. And we were like, he's in VR, I'm in VR. So I'm outside of the house where the door's locked and the ghost is hunting. And I suddenly hear him like, oh my god, what is going on? What is going on? And then suddenly he turns around and he screams. And I'm like, oh my god, Kafka screamed. It was like the best moment too, because Jez couldn't hear it. And Jez was so upset that she could not hear Kafka scream. Like, you should have heard her too. It's like, Kafka screamed? Wait, what? Why? No, why couldn't I hear it? It was great.
It was. I can't find the one picture I was looking for. There's plenty of pictures of Chucky, but
You're trying to find like that specific scene.
yeah, because that one was what terrified me. It was awful.
You probably type like hair scene or something like that.
Yeah, Child's Play picture.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of streamers play Phasmophobia, so like I kind of know what to expect. But,
Yeah.
like, I feel like getting in the actual game
And it
is
gets
different than watching it.
yeah, and it gets
It
easier.
really is.
And honestly, I don't think it's as scary on the professional level. Because I think everything just moves so quickly. You have to just boom, 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 boom.
We
I
played
can't find
it on intermediate again, by the way, earlier today. Like, because I was trying to tell them that, like, hey, let's try it on intermediate again, see how you guys feel about it. We started playing, and it was almost unanimously agreed on that intermediate is the perfect difficulty.
Okay.
Because things happen at a slower pace, yet they still happen in a way that builds up tension instead of just zooming through and just doing everything all at once and then just leaving immediately.
Yeah. I am going to say that the fact that Aubrey Plaza is in the new Child's Play movie might make me actually consider watching the new Child's Play movie.
New Child's Play movie? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Came out in 2019.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It didn't get great reviews, but I love Aubrey Plaza, so,
I mean, considering, like, how you... Again, like with your opinions on movies in general, like, hey,
right,
you'll probably enjoy it.
Probably will. So,
all right. So, curious, what games have left a lasting impression on you guys? Like just a big lasting impression that really shaped your gaming career.
So Zelda.
Yeah.
I got a classic. Weird enough to say Dr. Mario. I used to play that with
oh god, yeah, for me too.
I used to play that with my mom when I was a kid. One of my most fondest childhood memories was for my 10th birthday, my mom got the original Nintendo from a friend and had a bunch of like the games with it. Like she got it like probably third hand or whatever. It was a school night. My mom came home, woke me up, set up the video games. We sat up like literally until the sun came up playing video games. And the only one that we could get to work at that night was Dr. Mario. So we had all the Marios 1, 2, 3. We had some fighter game, like fighter pilot game movies. But the only one we could get to work consistently was Dr. Mario. So me and her just sat up playing Dr. Mario all night long. So I love Dr. Mario. Just probably any Nintendo genre for early gaming, like way before I became like a gamer. I And then once I became a gamer, it was probably Diablo. And
Oh, yeah.
old school Diablo. Used to go to my buddy's house and we would play on his Gateway computer.
Oh, yeah.
We both
Gateway, man.
we both had an account, so we both played, and then it was Diablo 2. And then prior to World of Warcraft, there was Lineage 2, which I don't know if anybody remembers that game.
Lineage, yep.
Oh, it's terrible. It was terrible.
That was an interesting one.
It was so bad. Everybody bought it. Nobody got busted for it. Every time you died, you lost 4% of your experience. And and it took like 3 hours to get 1% experience. So basically, like every time you died, you lost a day's worth of XP.
Yep.
Oh, so there was that.
Like Path of Exile Endgame.
Yeah. So yeah, those will be probably. Zelda's definitely a big one. The Mario, pretty much any Mario Brothers game.
Mm-hmm.
What did I start?
And then switching into Diablo, and then eventually Lineage 2. Lineage 2 was my first MMO that I played with, and like actually got to know people. Like I met people from that game in real life.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, like I was in the Marines, and one of the guys I played was in the Navy, and I was stationed at the same base as him for a while. And then I couldn't make it to my house for Christmas one year, but his family lived like 6 hours from the base that I was stationed at. So I went to his family's house, and then I got piss ass drunk on Jack Daniels and apparently wet myself.
Oh my
God. And then I couldn't figure out how to use their shower, and I broke it. To be fair, they're the ones that bought me the bottle of Jack Daniels to get shit faced on, and they also got shit faced with me. So it was a great night.
I'm sure they probably,
dude, honestly,
they probably didn't care at the
they
end.
didn't. We still remained friends for many years, but after that, I once you stop playing the game, we kind of fell to the wayside.
Yeah.
So.
No, I understand how that goes.
So do you mean like, with this question, like, what I kind of grew up with, I guess?
You're still a child, so can you start growing up before you decide to make that
Oh
decision?
my god.
Okay,
I would say with this question,
Because
11.
I can almost grow facial hair. Leave me alone.
when you were a kid, like what kind of games that really, like, how did it lead to how you are now with your games? Like, what kind of games really shaped that?
So, probably when I was like really young, I watched one of my brothers play Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
Oh.
When I got older, I was like, I need to play these games, and like I've played every single Final Fantasy that has come out so far.
Okay.
I
It's
forgot.
amazing.
I forgot
And
about
then-
Final Fantasy.
Oh, they're amazing games.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Also, all of my brothers. I have 4 older brothers, so like, I am technically a '90s kid with being like at the end of the '90s. I grew up
Mm-hmm.
pretty much being in the '90s. So.
Yeah, totally.
I played a lot of like Halo.
Okay. Yep.
And most of my gaming career is on like Halo 3, Halo Reach, and like I played Call of Duty and stuff with a lot of Xbox games. And the brother that played Final Fantasy, he also played World of Warcraft, and that's how I got into WoW.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He got me like a WoW subscription when I was like 10 or so. And I was like, I had no idea what I was doing. But
Yeah.
just
I mean, that's usually how everyone. Yeah, that's usually how everyone is with WoW at the start, though.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I've mostly play like RPGs and stuff. Like I love RPGs.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Like that's some of my favorite stuff, honestly. So it really did stem from kind of your love for Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Vernex?
Like
Well, for me, it really did a lot of the stuff early in my childhood was like the original NES games, because that's what my grandparents were able to get me. And then he went on to PC, which I played a lot of Monkey Island, the original Monkey Island. And then there were just, of course, Diablo. God, what other games? I'm trying to think of, like, there were so many influential games in my life that I'm trying to like pin down the biggest, most influential game that I've really ever had. And I would almost say that it would be a compilation game, which it was the Super Mario All-Stars, which had the original Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels. It was just this big old collection of all the games, and it just really, really was so engaging to me every single time I played it. I would play it with my siblings too, just constantly. We would just always play it, and I would play it with my grandmother. I'd play it with my parents. We would all just get invested in it. It was such a big deal to me, because it was like that family bonding moment without being your quote unquote traditional family bonding moment. It was just so much fun jumping on that game with everyone in my family, having a good time.
Yeah.
Without just watching, without sitting there watching a movie or doing something else. It was just an interactive experience, and that's what really caused me to get super addicted to games and games in general. It was great. I loved it.
So I think I could probably trace back all of my like want and need to continue gaming was probably back to playing Dungeons and Dragons, though.
Oh, yes.
It's not a video game. It wasn't traditional. I grew up in an era where D&D wasn't kind of accepted. Like, I was in high school. We were playing D&D in study hall, and there was a good reason we got bullied. But nowadays you're like, oh, I was talking at work when, pre-COVID, talking at work with somebody, and this is like a younger female coworker of mine who's, in her early 20s, and I was talking to her about, I was like, oh, I have D&D, and she's like, oh my God, I love D&D. I haven't played in so long. I was like,
yep.
Now, come again for Big Fudge? What? What are you saying now? So, I think nowadays it is a lot more accepted to be the nerd.
Oh yeah.
Which,
Oh, for sure.
Which is, thank God. Oh God, when I grew up, I got freaking tortured as a kid. But nowadays, like it's like, oh cool. I know my kids are sitting there playing video games with their friends, and I don't have to worry about, like, oh, I love to play Animal Crossings. Ah, you're a big nerd.
Well, you got to think about it. Like, everything nowadays is like all video games. Not many kids go outside anymore to go.
Yeah.
Which is why they're all roly-polies. I try to get my kids to play football. My daughter loved it.
Yeah, I don't know, like, when it comes to that stuff, funny enough, like, it was, well, not even funny enough, it was kind of sad that we had to just kind of hide it. It really was something that you had to hide back then, where it's just like, you play D&D, you have to hide it, because it's like, oh yeah, you're going to be like the least popular kid, you're going to be the one with the, I mean, for example, there was a point in time where I was at school, I started talking about, just nerdy things, and that was like the worst thing ever. You could never talk about that. I had a trash can like tossed over my head at one point, just because they were just like these people that were complete jocks that did not care like who you were. If you were nerdy, then that would be like it. It was awful. Like
I-
there was some terrible stuff back then when it comes to just nerd shaming. Really, that's what I call it. You know, it's just nerd shaming. Just enjoying what you enjoy.
I used
I
to.
think the
Go ahead.
Well, I think the reason like D&D has become so accepted, I think like Stranger Things has really helped people like see that D&D is like interesting.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
kids need to come back on TV before they get too old. I'm telling you.
Oh, they do. Like that show was just so good. It still is so good.
And it's terrifying, but at the same time, I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm so glad that they really accentuate the fact that it's not bad. It
Right.
is a good thing, and it's something that should be celebrated. That you are part of a community that can enjoy role-playing games like that.
so
And you know, me being, and I'm just gonna come out and say this: I'm a role player.
Oh yeah.
And I do enjoy role playing. I love it. And D&D is one of the biggest factors in that. I literally role play because of D&D, because it was just another outlet without having a group.
Right. You were talking about getting the trash can. My mom used to say that I was allergic to basketballs. I had, I'm chewing on a mic and I had these two kids that bullied me on a constant basis. And they had, but I would be in gym class with them and they would whip as hard as they could basketballs at me, and I had to put my hands up to try to protect my face, and I mean, my fingers overlap because they've been broken, and it got to the point that we would just stop going to the ER. My mom would just tape my fingers together with a cut off toothbrush because it became too expensive to keep going because they would whip things at me, and you know, there was but it didn't stop me, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
funny enough, guess who wound up being the manager of one of those gentlemen a little bit later in life? This guy was.
Okay.
And guess
okay.
who had to do all the bitch work that nobody wanted to do? That guy did. So, you know,
Hey,
little petty revenge, but you know, nonetheless.
it was a long time coming. Just saying.
Oh yeah. But that was before he joined the military and got super buff and they got fat again.
I mean, hey, it's just when you're just sitting around doing nothing all day because of quarantine, what can you do?
Since March.
Yeah.
The box is over there
Yeah,
like
that's what.
Box is
that's
like-
what happened.
Box is like, I'm in Alabama, we don't quarantine. We go to football games.
Seriously. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. No.
Little Alabama.
So good news. I was watching one of my favorite news guys, and apparently COVID cases are way down because of the vaccinations.
Oh, I'm so fucking glad.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We're still getting
Good news, at least. Good news.
We're still getting about a 9/11's worth of deaths every day over it, but outside of that, it's definitely on the decline. Like it's already dropped by, I think he said like 40%. The new
40%?
cases,
Holy crap.
yeah, have already dropped by 40%.
God.
That's good news.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I've been meaning to keep up on that too. It's like I used to watch John Hopkins just religiously at one point. It was back in January, I think, when I started really watching it, and it was I think SOAT that made me aware that COVID existed. So we were constantly going back and forth, just talking about it. And this was like before it really actually came over to the U.S. We were like, oh no, this could be big, and yeah, like it's crazy because it was up just constantly going up. I'm so relieved to hear that it's doing that now.
Yeah.
Finally.
and it is, and it's a pretty good. It looks like it's a pretty good dip too. So
Yeah.
thank God the vaccinations seem to be having the effect that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
Not that we're ever going to get back to normalcy, because we have to have about a 75 to 80% inoculation rate, and in America, that's never going to happen.
Yep.
So be prepared to wear your masks forever.
Yeah. And the anti-maskers. Oh my God. See, I'm not going to be afraid to say this, like on Twitch. I hope that Twitch accepts this, considering what it is. But it's like anti-maskers, like, sure, you can believe what you want, but when you actually put other people at risk, that is just absolutely selfish.
Right. That's exactly it.
Selfish.
That's exactly
it's ridiculous.
And then like LA had the anti-vaxxers block Dodger Stadium, which is where they were doing inoculations at, and they held up. They basically put it behind by over an hour. And the lines of people trying to get into Dodger Stadium, they're just, I mean, they're it's a highway. It's literally a highway, their entrance. And it's just bumper to bumper for miles and miles. And an hour delay caused X amount of doses to be just tossed out, because it's such an unstable vaccine. Like, they are literally pulling it out of a deep freezer, sucking it into an IV and shooting it in your arm. Trust me, it's cold. It's very, very, very cold.
They have to keep it at sub-zero temperatures. It's literally that important to do, and if they don't, the vaccine's ruined. That's
right.
Just the facts.
And then I watched David Pakman, and he got vaccinated, and people were like, "Well, how did you get it?" And apparently, and this might be something that people might look into, local hospitals have a on-call list where at the end of the day, they might have doses that got left over, and instead of just tossing them out, they have a list of people that are like, you call me, I'll be there within 20 minutes with my sleeve rolled up and my arm sticking out to get my vaccine. And then
really,
yeah, so that might be
this
actually
is a thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's how he got vaccinated, because people are like, how did you get vaccinated? Like, you're not in the age group, you're not everything. He's like, I got on my local hospital's on-call list for vaccinations.
On-call list, this is some of the cool stuff that we could actually bring to light with the podcast. It's just like
that's something, and
I didn't know about this,
and I haven't had a chance to look up and see if my local hospitals are doing something like that. But if they are, I sure will be getting my wife on. And I don't know when kids are going to be. Even when kids are able to get inoculated, I don't think my youngest two will be able to. I gotta, one's going to be 5 in next month, and then the other one just turned 1. So usually the little kids can't get vaccinated for a long time. They have to have lots of studies and stuff. So, and apparently
they do have an on-call list, by the way.
Look at that. See, try to get yourself on there.
I did not know.
Just it's
I really didn't.
It's basically like the shift. The inoculations are done at 5:00, so they call you at 4 and say, "Hey, we had 4 people skip. Are you down? Like, come up and let's do this."
Yeah, see, this is the kind of stuff that's pretty great to talk about on a podcast. Like, there's a lot of people that don't know, that aren't informed. That it's really cool that we're able to actually kind of discuss that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't know about it until I was watching. All right, I'm kind of a weirdo that gets into politics, and it kind of, it's enjoyable for me. I love to hate it, so I watch what I can. And David Pakman, who's the YouTuber that I watch. He's an independent, but definitely left-leaning, and I found him through Jezza Moxie Foxtrot. She was posting things up in our Discord,
Oh yeah, I think I saw him too.
Yeah.
he's pretty
Yeah.
good.
He's good. I enjoy watching his stuff.
I
Anyways,
think I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
I like his stuff.
he was the one that was talking about it, and that's why I'm like, oh, that's I'm gonna see about that. I of course have not looked it up yet because it slipped my mind until we were talking right now. But I'm definitely gonna see how to get my wife on that list, and then
Yeah, I have it on the side right now. I'm totally gonna be.
he's
signing
like
up for it.
he's like, okay, so Varanax, I need to get in here. I'm available anytime at any moment. You call me.
Pretty much, yeah. Like literally, I'm on high risk, so this is something
My
that would be big for me.
my phone number is 867-5309. Just ask for Jenny. Thank you.
Oh no.
Goodbye. Anyways, where were we at? What were we talking about?
Well, now I need you to sing that part.
867. No, we're gonna get banned. We can't sing. This is copyrighted music,
Good
Varanax.
point. Good point. All
I
right,
gotta
good
keep it
point.
under 3 seconds. We're good. Eight,
You got
6, 7, 5. That was it. That's all you got.
I think you're still gonna get hit.
Are you
Yeah,
ready?
DMCA. Yeah,
All right,
sorry.
I'm gonna sing it really fast.
Your
8675309.
It was a good run.
All right, so season 1, episode 1 of the podcast where Varanax kicks puppies and clubs baby seals. This is our first and last podcast episode. Thank you very much for joining us. Box, good job being our only guest that we'll ever have.
Yep. Do I get a trophy for that or?
You'll get a gold star.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
I'm sure I could find something in
love
the
gold
chat. Hold
stars.
on, let me see if I can find something in the chat.
I love gold.
I mean, all you have to do is like overlay a gold star on top of his face. Like, here you go.
I got no.
Gold
We got
star.
this. We got
Gold
this.
star for
Yeah,
Box.
there you go. I sent you something in the chat.
Number Fort 1.
Number 1.
Fort 1. Wait.
What?
Oh, it's the Fortnite number 1. Oh,
Yeah, but it's number 1. You're number 1.
Yeah, you got a Fortnite one number one. See, we can't raise the quality too much. Like we
Oh,
have
yeah.
to keep it kind of leveled.
Listen, these are free emotes, okay? I haven't paid anybody to get emotes yet, okay, buddy? Here, let's see if I can.
Oh god.
Gold star sticker. Oh, there's
Uh-oh, there we
apparently
go.
there's a meme. I'm gonna click the meme and see what happens with the meme. Oh, here we go. This is perfect for Box. Well, I don't want to buy it. I just want to steal it.
I don't think you should admit that on stream.
Listen, Varanax, I don't know what your problem is, buddy. by steal it, I mean I'm only gonna click at one. Cannot.
Bleep it in post.
Leave it in post. Oh my
I
god.
was scared suddenly.
Glad this was live streamed,
God.
but
We'll fix it in post.
I don't want to buy it. I don't. Okay, what were we talking about?
I don't want to buy it. I want to just give it a hug. Well, that
I will
didn't
just Oh god.
match his lips at all. He was
Go ahead and overlay it like on top of that part. Just overlay that audio right there.
I was doing the old school kung fu movie overdubs where they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you are gonna kill my father."
oh,
Oh god.
No.
Oh no.
the bad Godzilla movie.
Old school kung fu movies,
Those-
man.
It sounds like it too because like you're so close to your mic and it just has that kind of like crackle.
You want to write a me?
Speaking of bad movies,
Oh God.
like we were talking about doing like a watch party of bad movies, like putting any of the like anime like live action movies on that list.
Oh no, those. Yeah. Oh, we totally should.
What is it? Death Note. There's the
Oh,
Full Metal
God.
Alchemist one.
Who was the
Dragon Ball.
There was oh man, Ghost in the Shell.
Ooh,
We should actually have a segment in our podcast where we actually after we watch these movies, we give our thoughts on them. Dude, hell
It's,
yeah!
oh
that
my
would
God,
be
it's
so
gonna be like the movie version of a book club. It's be like, all right, so welcome to the Trad Dad Gaming Network Movie Club reviews. Today we're reviewing Dragon Ball Z of live action. Oh, what's
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh my God, Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh no.
Or what is it? Avatar.
I was gonna say Avatar: The Last
Oh God,
Airbender.
Avatar.
The one that doesn't exist, you know.
We don't talk about that movie.
That one.
The
There's
movie
lots-
that we're gonna have to watch in the future.
There's lots of movies we don't talk about.
Oh my God. I mean, we're gonna have to watch the Neil Breen movies. Like that's guaranteed. Like we have to watch the whole Neil Breen series just to
I'm literally just gonna be.
of the joy that they bring.
Here's you guys
You
ready?
can see my tweeting, right? You know.
This is a preview of my review on the Neil Breen movies.
For the audio listeners, he just put his hand over his face while taking his headset off.
And I will literally just sit there for 5 minutes while you commentate what I'm doing. Okay, now Trad is looking at the screen, and now he's put his head back into his hand. He has sighed deeply. He's now weeping openly. He does not know what to do with himself.
He's weeping. He's weeping because the scene is so emotional. Just saying. Like
Such a good. Never mind. Now he's angry. He's very red faced. He's screaming off camera. Oh no, that's just one of his children. Never mind. Back to the podcast.
He also probably needs a pillow to yell into.
I'll grab the My Pillow guy. I'll scream at him. Not that I can find him on Twitter anymore, so thank God for that.
Oh God. Well,
Look, guys, we're topical.
It's getting about to the point where we might want to start closing up. Considering it's 9:46 here. I don't know what your guys's or how late.
It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be up in 5 hours and 45 minutes. So,
Oh no.
I just had to wake up.
Whatever. That's what coffee was invented for.
Exactly.
That and if
All
that's
right,
not
so
working,
we're gonna do our closing statements here.
let's do closing statements. How do we close?
Well, first of all,
This
Box is required to
disaster.
join us every time now.
Thank you,
Okay.
Box, for joining us. Our podcasts are recorded on Tuesdays. You can be our special guest whenever you feel like you want to come and complain about something. But if you're going to be, if you're going to keep being a regular, we're going to send you a better camera because yours sucks.
Literally, I got this from China for like $5.
Oh my God.
I think I only spent like 20 on mine, and mine is clearly superior by everything.
We're going to be sending you a better camera. All right.
Yeah.
What, you don't like my pixel face?
No, because until you leaned towards the camera, I didn't even know you had facial hair. And then I went, oh God, he's got facial hair. That's kind of funny. Got a little around. So,
It has this pastel appeal to it.
right.
No, I've had to shave for like marching band and stuff.
Oh.
I've had to keep clean shaven and like.
Wow, you
since
are a
marching band is
nerd if
done.
you're in marching band. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
I used to hang out like, exclusively with the marching band.
See,
crew.
that
was my D&D group.
my first serious girlfriend was in the marching band. She was also a little psycho and a redhead, so maybe that describes a lot all right there in that one sentence. But I hung out more with the choir folk.
Yeah.
They were a lot more entertaining and smoked more cigarettes. Well,
Yeah.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life though, so I guess.
that's probably for the best. I don't
Yeah.
smoke now unless I'm super
I'm
stressed.
allergic, so there is that.
You're what?
I'm allergic.
Oh,
Actually allergic.
what? I mean, there's worse things to be allergic to.
I got a friend
Oh,
that's
yeah.
allergic to alcohol
How much do they drink?
Really?
and caffeine.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Like that's
Like,
the only
it,
two.
like-
That's the only two things in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alcohol and
like-
caffeine.
I could be them right now because I'm like, it's like
That sucks.
I need to get off of caffeine and alcohol.
Listen, here's the
in
deal.
ways-
You don't get off of caffeine. You temporarily suspend it from the game, and then you bring it back at a later date when life gets rough again.
Okay, well, not alcohol, not so much alcohol, because alcohol. I mean, I only drink like recreationally. I don't
Yeah,
go
right.
ham on it.
Right.
But caffeine, oh my god,
I cannot live without caffeine.
I can't do it.
I
Can't
have
do it.
4 children under the age of 10. You think I could survive anything without caffeine?
Speaking of which, I'm gonna be getting like coffee in a bit because I'm like my schedule's so out of whack.
I
by the
literally
way, it's
just finished
done.
this not too long ago, and I'm gonna go upstairs and go straight to bed. It does not.
I think
Oh my god.
I have so much of it.
It's not really that much either.
It's just ingrained in my body at this point that it doesn't affect me like it should.
I'm getting close
Yep.
to that point.
So, but
All right.
all right.
Well,
So, Box,
closing statement.
thank you for joining us. This was our first inaugural
Thanks for having me.
our episode. We covered too much, probably
So many things.
so many things. But thank you
Fine,
for
we gotta
coming,
start somewhere.
and thank you for agreeing with me that Veranex is terrible for not liking Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't like Doctor Who. I need to get into it. All right.
I tried to get into it and didn't. Is not the same as not liking it, apparently. So
Give me
Da-da-da-da.
the place where I need to start at.
all right,
Okay.
all right, all right.
Give me that.
Listen, I'll send you a data sheet. We'll send some analytics over. We'll get all this together. Okay.
We'll expect you to watch all of it by next week.
By next Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably die in the process. You'll just see
to
like
be-
this corpse on camera, like.
To be fair,
It's like,
there's
so,
not as many seasons as you're probably
I'm
thinking.
just setting it up. Like, well, you tried to watch all your Doctor Who episodes. He's kind of dead.
All right, so this is just me yelling at Veridax corpse for the next 2 hours. Everybody have fun and get ready. All right, Box, thank you very much. Like I said, if you ever want to be a special guest again, just let us know. Maybe
Or
next time
normal.
we'll have an actual topic to talk about, not just rambling incoherently
Yeah.
nonstop.
We technically did, though. We did, and then we didn't follow it at all.
We actually have a breakdown of what we wanted to talk about. Do you know what we got to? So what games influenced your life? Literally the only thing on the list that we actually had.
Yes.
Outside, we made vague references to the rest of it, but never actually got into any of the other things that we had planned for today. But that's okay.
I mean, we had some good, deep conversations, though. I'm just
Sure.
saying. There were some good
Talked about
conversations.
That's true. We definitely talked a lot about redheads.
Yes, we did. That was a good conversation.
It's very deep.
Yeah, that was an excellent conversation.
Verinex is like, I still don't understand what you guys are talking about.
It might be slightly gay, but
he's sitting over there. That's why his screen keeps lighting up his face. He's googling, okay, how do I deal with straight dudes? Because this conversation
do
is
this?
getting awkward. How do I make them stop talking about redheads? Okay, Yahoo Answers did not help. But all right. So yeah. Thanks, Box. We're gonna do our wrap up and maybe an intro. Probably not an intro.
maybe an intro. No, I don't think we need an intro. This is good. Yeah, this is good stuff.
This is the first podcast. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we'll
get it over
introduce
time.
ourselves.
This is the pilot episode.
Yeah, we gotta see if we get picked up by the big networks, like Spotify, where we can just post it ourselves.
By the way, Trad, you had a peak of like 8 or 9 people.
What?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Wow.
So yeah, just letting you know. I was watching the live or like the counter there for a little while.
I'm looking at a bunch of people that are actually guildsies that have been watching us.
Oh really?
Sarah.
Sorry, Seraph. He's literally been on this whole time. I don't know how long he's been watching for, but he's definitely there now.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me check users in chat. Well, that's a lot of users in chat. I'm just saying.
Right. I don't know how many of these are actual people. I know
Two
Bing
viewers.
Cortana is not actually a real person.
Being Cortana.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and honestly, because this was our first one, and I didn't want to try to. Sheriff's like, I've been on for about 10 minutes. Well, you missed all of it, Sheriff. But I
Oh,
didn't.
no.
I didn't post it to all my normal places, so I think we could have gotten a lot more feed or a lot more traction if I would have. But I didn't because this was our first, and I wanted to see how it went first. In case this
Yep.
was all terrible and we needed to just, delete everything, never tell Box, threaten his life. Box, I'm a military man and I know how to do things.
Oh my god.
See what I'm saying, buddy? Mm-hmm. Got it?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely, I think this all the way out. And now we're back out in left field. I have no idea how we keep getting out here. We're all gonna have
we
to
just keep ending up in this, that,
Ay,
that
Jesus.
direct, somewhere down here. I don't really know.
This
It's
has just been
Yeah.
out of control. So yeah, so let's do a quick wrap up. So I am Trad from Trad Dad Gaming. My co-host here
I'm-
is
Verily the Nax. You'll find me on Twitch doing my usual co-streams with people. So
and never putting his face on them. He just hides behind his dragon.
I do. I really do. Like, this is like one of the first times you'll ever see me.
And special thanks to our special thanks to our first special guest, JBox98. He doesn't stream, I don't think, or go on Twitch except
Not
to yell.
yet.
He goes on Twitch just to
Yeah.
yell at my
have,
stream stuff.
Yeah, I have college internet, so I can't stream yet.
Okay.
I am actually on college internet. No excuse.
Do you have 20 megabits per second? So
Okay. All right.
my
I-
package is
yeah.
called Spectrum Lite.
Oof.
Gives you a
Oof.
notification.
Oh,
Okay.
as a man who just got off a Spectrum Heavy, I completely.
That's for that one.
I've tripled my speeds, and I paid $100 less than I was because I was on their heavy plan, and it just cost more, but I got nothing extra with it.
I'm not even gonna talk about my network speeds because no.
Were you on like something good?
Yeah, we'll say
Compared
that.
to me, yeah, probably.
Well,
I think I might have just glitched.
100 megabits is down and 900 up.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna wrap it up tonight, everybody.
Well, it
Very
is
next
for the
question,
university's
don't
network.
Yeah.
The university's network is literally tied into the backbone. When our university's network went down, AT&T's network nearby, their cell tower, was gone. Because it was during the fire that we had over here. I live in Ashland, Oregon. So we had the Alameda fire.
Yeah.
And it took out one of the towers over here for our university, and the AT&T network, like the 4G network, was gone completely. It took out both the university and AT&T's network across the entire valley.
Jesus.
So you could see that it's kind of ingrained in that, because I thought, all right, so my university's network's down, I'm going to just use my cell phone. Okay. Guess not.
I'm super jealous of your upload. So I just did an internet speed test. I'm 443.5 down, 18.3 up.
It is really silly. I have no idea why my up is higher than my down.
Yeah.
Because that shouldn't be a thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's reversed usually.
Right. And it says my internet connection is very fast, and I should be able to handle multiple HD streaming devices at once. Okay, cool. And my server's in Washington. I'm in Ohio. Cool. All right. Anyways. So
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
But,
we're getting off
I know.
track again.
I don't shut up. Okay, we're getting there. We're wrapping it up. Again, I am
I'm
trad.
just saying, like, just saying, have you ever heard of the first episode of a podcast?
It probably all sounds like this.
There's like 20 different endings in like the first episode.
Right.
It really is, yeah.
So, well, the good news is that we've already got our stuff cut, and we could always just cut off everything after Veranex saying his name. And I'm JBox 98.
Hello.
I'm Box 93,
Box.
and I'm gonna stream, but I can't. Okay, cut everything. Yep, we cut everything. It's done. We've shut down. I've actually ended the stream 20 minutes ago. I just didn't tell you guys. I'm just kidding. Veranex is like, he did. He's looking at his he's like, what?
Well, you can see like how like the lighting changes. Just like, wait, let me check my OBS here.
Right.
Hold on.
I actually cut I cut the stream 35 minutes in. I thought it was going badly, so the last hour and a half has just been us sitting here chit-chatting.